Yeah, so Hackazouk kasi, in Hackazouk at least, no, the basic concept is that we believe that the lifestyles of people and the lifestyles of people change, and currently the way organizations are set up, medyo may gap. So and so our main goal really as Hackazouk is to have that gap filled. So para medyo seamless yung relationship ng employees and organizations. So essentially, I know it's kind of broad, no, pero that's basically the idea. So having said like how we think about things, the way we sort of get into it right now is this concept of alumni. So parang we currently we promote having corporate alumni networks. Although currently wala pa siya sa Philippines, hindi pa namin binubuksan sa Philippines. So all our clients like are in Japan. And having said that, so anyway, yun yung ano namin, no, bale. So we promote corporate alumni networks. And so we do this by meeting the client where they are. So in Japan, we have alumni relationship partners. So sila yung parang consultant type of people. And then kami naman dito sa Philippines, we're the ones who essentially are maintaining yung mismong platform that's being used to manage said alumni networks. So parang kumbaga, alam mo yung sa school, 'di ba? Sa school meron kang alumni group or parang ganoon. Pero ito, in-expand. Well, I'm sure matagal na to, no? Pero wala lang masyado pumapansin. Pero in-expand lang yung definition to the office setting. Kasi, and actually kasi our definition rin of alumni is someone who worked in that office and left na. So, hindi kailangan, sa school kasi, ang thinking mo, basta graduate ka na, alumni ka na, di ba? Parang ganun eh. Ito, sa office, hindi necessarily ganun. So, kunyari, nagtrabaho ako sa isang company for like 2 years, tapos umalis ako. Officially speaking, alumni na ako nung company na yun. So parang ganun yung idea. And when we kinda help them maintain that network. Well, as I said, no, in the Philippines kasi yung setup is, sa Japan yung business side, sa Philippines yung tech side. So having the tech side in the Philippines, we needed developers. And so, the first, I would say, hindi naman siya exactly contact with Zuitt, no? Pero the first thing with Zuitt is when we hired one of our first developers, si Ruby. She did the bootcamp in Zuitt kasi. And I remember when I was interviewing her, even her career was, I think she was a nutritionist or something, so nothing to do with tech whatsoever. And then she decided she didn't want to do that anymore. She took a bootcamp with Zuitt, and then she applied in Hackazouk, and that's how she got into yun. That's how we sort of knew about Zuitt. Yeah, I mean, in general, mahirap rin maghanap ng developers. Let me put it this way, marami nagde-develop and in different skills and levels. Meron kang mga rockstar, meron kang mga beginner who are just, trying to gain some experience, ganyan. Halo-halo talaga eh. Pero yung mahirap doon is looking for yung match. Well, with Ruby, we were able to, I guess, whatever skills she learned in Zuitt, no, helped her do well as a developer in Hackazouk. She was very good as a developer, actually. So, I mean, nung simula, syempre, may learning curve. Pero once nakuha na niya, okay na eh. So, in that way, I think Zuitt was able to help us. And well, itong recent program with John, where we kind of sponsor his that one naman, that helped us also find John which is sa ngayon kasi still sort of new. So skills wise parang okay lang naman, pero feeling ko marami pa siyang mag-grow pa yan kasi kakasimula pa lang relatively. Yeah, my personal is really, so Zuitt kasi approached us with it I think after Ruby. So they approached us with it and they were asking if we were interested. And kami naman at that time, we were going for doubling our team, which meant that, I was looking for developers more aggressively than I would typically be looking. So with this one, parang I saw this as an opportunity for a more long-term type. Kasi maganda na may track record ni Zuitt sa amin dahil with Ruby, okay naman Tapos with John, even the deal was we could be, we'll be interviewing him first and then, so marami namang parang, so to speak, safety net. para maganda yung relationship with that, yung makakuha ng developer na nagma-match. So, ayun. And so that's how it sort of went. We tried it out, and for me personally though, the goal is really to have a way to parang regularize this type of partnership. So, ayun. So, John's kind of like our test bed. Ayun, so with John right now, ganun yung, so first, so essentially like with that program, you get to pick or you get to choose who, at least from a personality or work ethic type of standpoint, initially makapili ka na kung sino yung pwede. And then dahil nga maganda naman yung track record ng Zuitt, so medyo confident kami na after naman this bootcamp, John would have the necessary skills to at least start working with us as a developer. The third one is I think kasi yung programa ni Zuitt originally hindi may parts na hindi pasok doon sa tech stack namin. So I think nagawa ng paraan para lahat ng kailangan para doon sa tech stack matututunan ni John. So and well, yun nga, fast forward to now, he's now working with Hackazouk. For me, it's simple. It's just based on track record. So maganda yung sinimulan ni Ruby na maganda yung sinimulan ni Ruby na bar. So in that way, kung saan siya nanggaling, medyo may trust ka na doon. Ibig sabihin, I assume na, of course, part of it's also si Ruby. A big chunk of it obviously is Ruby, right? But in the end, she was equipped with the necessary skills to start it off. So ganun rin naman yung with John. So far, okay naman si John. Hindi pa naman so okay lang. I mean, alam mo yun, parang in the end, it's the track record I was expecting it to, so well, I guess the way I see it, it was comfortable. The way it was conducted, how, like with the interviews and with the, I guess, the discussions on what skills need to be developed, ganyan. And the whole conduct until ma-hire si John. I don't know if this was an expectation, but I was happy na medyo, alam mo yung komportable ka, yung alam mong hindi na, kahit pa paano, alam mong tinututukan ka, ganyan. So I think it's very, very good service. And basically hindi siya stress. So sa malaking bagay yun. Kasi, di ba, imagine mo, sa totoo lang, hirap mag-recruit Di ba? So, ang hirap kubuha ng mga tao, ganyan. So, ayun. So yeah, I think that's one thing about the whole program that really sticks with me. Well, I think it's really that this sense of being taken care of, especially with this type of program. I would say kunyari nung initially, one of the biggest things that we were a little bit nervous of for something like this would be kunyari, what if umalis yung client, yung applicant or whatever, diba? Yung mga ganung, kasi nangyayari yun But I guess, well, knock on wood, hindi mo siguro mangyayari yun with John. Pero point ko lang is, with at least with this first try, we're a bit confident na in case, again, inaalagaan ka kasi. So parang ganun yung feeling. So na parang they're also committed to your success, which I think is a good is something that is very valuable to me. So I think na yeah, if something, you know, screws up or whatever, you know that they'll take care of you. You know that they'll help you out still, so that you get to achieve pa rin what you set out to achieve. And you know, thinking along those lines, yun yung I think more than anything, that's one thing that would be the best thing for me. Well, siguro pagkalaan na ulit tayo ng tao. Or I don't know, siguro pag meron ng right now kasi I think it's mostly web eh. So kung meron ng bootcamp for mobile technologies ganyan, then I wouldn't mind taking a look at that as well. Well, if I remember correctly, the idea was we have to, so they ask us first, no, ano yung requirements namin, ano yung nahanap namin na type, personality, work ethic, that type of thing. Since that one's super important kasi to us eh. Now, from there, what happened was si Sandra, I think, was the one sort of coordinating interviews. So parang there's like an initial round of interview for, I guess, more of like getting to know you type of thing. And then after that, me and like a couple of team members yung nag-i-interview. And then after that part, we basically just we ended up choosing John. And then after choosing John, parang Sandra kept giving me updates. So ito na yung nangyari kay John, ito na yung kwento, ito na yung ganyan. So which was good kasi in the end, no, he's an investment as well. So at least alam ko na may nangyayari pa rin. And then periodically we'd have like kung gusto mag-interview with John, kung kamusta, ganyan, that type of thing. And then hanggang sa natapos na siya. And hanggang sa hinire na namin siya. So yun nga, parang considering that was what, maybe a 3-month period or something like that. So it was, for me, the good part was at any given point there, I sort of had a sense of what was happening. Alam mo, hindi yung kalimutan tas biglang surprise, hindi siya ganun. So ayun. Okay, so we hired John as a junior developer, no. So right now, I think he's doing okay naman. It's a big system kasi, so there's a lot of learning to be done. So as far as yung learning curve is concerned, mukha namang kinakaya niya. So parang feeling ko ilang paligo pa para mag-improve ng exponentially pa si John. But kumbaga at his current rate, okay naman yung pace niya. Okay, so right now, eventually we want to be able to sell na our services globally. Or at least move, hindi lang Japan. Kasi maliit lang yung market na yun. So hopefully we're able to sell it here in the Philippines na, and try to see how we can use our product here, or how we're able to adapt it here rather. Kasi I mean, you know, not the whole alumni thing is not necessarily for all types of parang may part doon na siguro at its core it's you know, it's adaptable to anywhere, but at the same time there has to be some kind of localization or local way to adapt it, diba? So I think if anything, that's where we're going next. Now as far as where Zuitt can help us, then really I think it's more about, you know, being a source of good developers, regardless of whether it's through this program or anyone who carries the Zuitt name when they apply. I think being able to ensure that quality work ethic, ganyan, I think is something that Zuitt can help us with. And then yun nga, the other one is kasi nga it's a technology business, diba? And even as a startup, we have to also take a look at what technologies can be used. So right now, kunyari, one of my needs right now is to look for Flutter engineers. So kung may bootcamp for Flutter, malaking bagay yun sa akin. So yun. I guess it's more of like just keep up the good work and, you know, just keep in touch if there's anything new.